in included in the social security because some bad name. But crossing the West LTB River, Guadalquivir River. This is the Alameda River by Santiago Calatrava. It was actually again that 1992 water they make out of it. And
First
also
going
in
to Portugal.
Spain. Okay, I'm calling this place and then get or you cancel it. Those of you that ask for local and want to change it for how, please raise your hands. So please raise your hands. Those who change it for how. Raise your hands, please. Don't go. Just hands, so only one person is asking. Anybody that asks for a was cancel it. Then it instead of no. Thanks.
Court.
He had last night were big flash solid. They're very firm. I can't imagine trying to get it on if it was. Show anything, but I just had to. No, I just had to show my ticket.
along this little town that you see now in West also is the one that gives name to this national park. This is called Alentejo. If you live in one of the cities, you must, it is mandatory, the city hall will make you repaint your house once a year in whitewash, so that you find its uniformity in the way it looks. And you can still see under how these castles stand under the castle, as if they were still preserving urban landscape they had in the medieval ages. Of course, the difference is that the houses wouldn't look as they look today. But these were by other civilizations. And then the next civilization took advantage of it and, well, its own fortress there, improving the one that was there before. Out of the production of ivory pig products are also, some agriculture, especially cork tree. You've been seeing around this cork tree all the time. You can still see it around, and most of them you can tell that if you haven't seen it before. Once I give you this explanation I have to give you, because as I say, most of them you will see that they have from the very base of the trunk to where the main branches are born, you will see that that part has a different color from the rest of the tree. And they peel the tree, and if you do that to any other tree, the tree would dry and die. But, well, the cork, after 9 years, it will have grown again and they will be able to remove it again. Production of these things. So most of the young people live to see this on something different. As if you stay here, you have life and different. What you find, of course, you cannot hunt. That in that area is the only one in the world, for example, where you can still find the imperial eagle flying around. But around here, for example, the lynx, which is a feline, is still in the little scenery progress. You know, around here there's also lots of copper. And also you find there's another type of farming that has been proliferated. And the ostriches farms, you find them around here. They're proliferated because it's a very inexpensive kind of restaurant, and it's healthy and tasty.
Sí, pero no puede. No ha cogido por casualidad el teléfono, ¿no? Vale. Tiene que llevar el coche, ¿no? Está pisando. Vale. ¿Y mi padre?
Me dejaba. Desde ahora que esta ruta cerrada, vienes para acá, ¿no? Pero digo, así en ese plan. Vale, oye, porque cuando vas por aquí tienes que estar extorsionando ahí, te digo, pues si quieres que te haga, tienes que pagar la gasolina. Porque dice, te digo, después de lo que me dijo.
Puedo decir nada porque llamo a la guardia civil.
Claro, descarado. Y encima es un borde y son estos calculados.
Portugal we're still in the province of Évora.
Missing out on the pink party on Saturday. Pink party, yeah, that's what she's saying. I've only, no boys, I can't. just one day banking and everything. And the other well, plus you give a penny a day to go and do everything. It goes to gym, she won't be doing now. Yes, and Penny, I can't imagine being able to lift a finger.
Do it all.
Pat's Penny's sister's coming up from Melbourne, I'd say, one of them. If not both, they'll do it. Never like this. Never had like that. Never had a coffee. Well, that's true. It doesn't go for cheap. Yesterday was it?
That's a hard time.
Justice. So we got some lovely souvenirs and things. Yeah.
Post half a platform. Also, you can post half a platform also away from the wires that usually, at least the modern ones. And they place this platform in this electrical post so that the stork can place the nest away from the wires, not get electrocuted, and also do not live in this way city without electricity or something like that. They're very well protected. You can see now to the right again these nests also that have been there for very little time. And you can know that by this, the longer the stork has been there for, because every year they never stop making it bigger. So once I read the newspaper, because you know that they like placing them in these cathedrals and churches in the old towns, because usually these nests that was on top of a roof had to be removed because it weighed close to 3 tons, and it was about to. These ones are bigger. You can see this one to the right, for example. And well, these are very big birds, that's why they need also very big nests. They can get to be very big.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that's not true.
That's a myth.
They are very fixed to the left. These ones are still the same thing, same person, same everything. The only difference is that this one speaks Spanish, the other one's Portuguese.
It's all man-made.
Bottles
Straight.
luego 2 horas y media. Mucho larguísimo. Bueno, yo no voy a decir a ellos que un poco más de media hora.
Yo tengo que venir a Chacas, está parado como mínimo 45 minutos. O parada.
Ahora, ¿cómo hasta 45.
No, de que te paro el coche.
Madre de Dios, por eso digo que vamos a estar aquí todos, es una locura. Qué bajón. Pues ahora a ver cómo le digo yo a esta gente que vamos a estar aquí una hora parados, tío. Una 2,5 horas. Y no vamos a estar de coche a gasoil, le damos media hora y nos vamos. Y después paramos, hace falta que si vamos a pasar, pues paramos 15 minutos más, hace falta. So this place is this area is table wine, just like the wine, just like the wine. Well, this is the table wine. Portugal comes from the center of the country. You find that the demographic density is less of big cities or large populations in these cities, because, as I said, it's a country of 11 million people, and well, the most important cities would be, the first one would be Lisbon, the capital, as you know, with a population of close to 700,000 inhabitants, counting again the surrounding satellite towns. You're also going to be with a population of about 200,000, and then it's Coimbra with a population of about 80,000. So as you can see, it's not a country of large populations of big cities. So that makes the life tranquil. You don't find the people rushing in the cities as much as you find them rushing in other cities or other cities in Europe or in the world. Well, here life is more tranquil because, as I said, you don't have to rush so much. But Portugal was born as a country in the year 11 to Castile. It was a country belonging to Spain by that time. Until that year, well, when that person who was in charge of the county asked for independence in that year, 1139, I still recognize it 4 years later, 1143. But actually, the one that was in charge of the country was the grandson of the Queen of Castile. So the grandson of the Queen of Castile, as her grandmother for independence for this county, and as I said, 4 years later he got it. His name was Alfonso, the Portuguese king. With him was established also Portugal lost its independence from when Philip II, king of Spain, dynasty. Then it was established the last of the dynasties, the Braganza dynasty, that was to last until 1910. You know that also during that century, it happened, that revolution took place. Instead, well, all the soldiers placed a carnation. So now this is a republic actually, with the president of the republic holding the executive power, the legislative power again lying in the national parliament with 250 deputies, and the president. Somebody that speaks Portuguese takes a Spanish newspaper will be able to understand most of it, but when it is spoken, it changes. That makes it a completely different language. And well, if you speak slowly, Portuguese to Spanish, well, we can understand each other in our own languages. But if you speak fast, more so like Spain is a Catholic country, you could say, but it's not as much as Portugal. Portugal has it even reflected in its flag. So you find that the Portuguese flag is green and red. Find 5 more shields placed as a cross. It implies in their Catholicism. And inside these 5 shields placed as a cross, you find also 5 dots. So part of that Arab heritage, that also 40.5 numbers. So you find that because Sunday, except for Saturday and Sunday, Sábado and Domingo, Saturday and Sunday. But Sunday is the first day of the week for them, so Monday would be the second day of the week, and second, you know, here on TV, if you watch TV, you will be able to understand everything. In the movies, if it is an American or English movie, the dubbing industry is considered to be the best dubbing. The Hollywood movie star for voice stays P-A-L-A-O, Calao. And this is so Calao and Pica. Now, if you want to say thank you, it's not gracias.
Donde el Street,
Joder, que hay un street en Lisboa.
sí, al lado del hotel.
Vale. O mañana, mejor.
O mañana,
Vale.
de los fados. Yo le pago con tarjeta, de botón, con tarjeta mejor.
Sale 3 veces más barato, tío.
Bueno es pararte ahí en el Jabuco. La paletilla con mucho 30 euros. Hoy un día yo cuando gasté 100 y pico mil pelas. Y luego allí en el barrio vender cazadores, vinieron a la montería desde Madrid, ¿ves? Pero nos vamos para me dieron 2 jamones, pero luego yo también compré. Ahí me hicieron un precio, no veas. Y de que llegué a Madrid, siempre sea tobilletes, ¿sabes? De certificato, 2 jamones que me dieron lomo y tal.
This is called Guadiana River. It's one of the two rivers of Andalusia and also one of the rivers that we share with Portugal.
Siempre se queda luego la miradita.
Claro, tío.
No es muy mal que lo haga.
No me queda nada, tío.
No, ha funcionado, alguna vez ha funcionado eso,
Sí,
¿sabes?
pero-
Que pum, pero algo siempre hay
Claro que
te pillado por otro lado, ¿me entiendes? Y haya hecho una escapatoria. Y puede estar el sargento, ¿me entiendes? Ese mar y lo puede ver, entonces no funciona de diferente forma, ¿no? Pero cuando está y como va, además no creo que sea eso tan fácil así.
Exacto.
Claro, es que...
No me quiero pasar. No vi nada, no vi nada de todo eso. Creo que... It's called Beja. This is the capital of this Portugal. Again, the population around 40,000 inhabitants. Most of them are dedicated also to the production of pork. It's in an old part of the city, right? It's the old part of the city. Lunch stop will be in the other company.
¿Cómo se llama el pueblo este de las Siete Faldas? Nazarea y sí que la hay. Estaba barato.
Ya le pego una patada. Normal, ¿no?
¿Eh?
No. Pues normalmente solemos subir arriba, a la plaza de Giraldo. Policía enfrente y todo, ¿eh? Y jamás en la vida nos han dicho nada. Nunca jamás.
Si no se puede, en corto no se puede.
For Lisbon,
Catalina.
Portugal.
Does Portugal have a special meal like Spanish?
Veo en Madrid sin perderte 2 o 3 partidos en casa, sí.
Lalitas Julia during the Roman times, and it was until 1165.
We're now in Évora.
It was recovered by the Portuguese national hero known as Geraldo the Fearless. And the place the Portuguese had conquered this to the Muslims founded the University of Évora in the year 1551. But the Marquis of Pombal, the Marquis of Pombal, who was someone very important, he decided to expel the Jesuits the university had to close, and because of that, the city window square is the place where we are going to take you. And I'll walk you now to this little square. I will walk you to this little square. Actually, the oldest square, also here square. Well, nowadays still the center of this city, and
Washing every day, sir.
I think it's probably similar enough to Spanish that we can just, Greg was saying that talking to people from Portugal and what.
Que hay mucho ballet, mucho ballet.
aquí tenés que meter.
Évora, Portugal.
First place, number one. So there's no other trucks. Just go down this street and you will end up in that area where the bus will be waiting for you and we will be part of the town.
그래. Évora, Portugal. Vamos comer isso, pastelaria aos Arcos. Saan bag eh?
Nung lumabas ka ng tinitingnan ka ng mga babae?
E ainda falta
Hã?
85.
Si Tart? Tinitingnan ka?
Évora, ano? Portugal.
Évora. Isla na, anak.
So, kunin natin. Évora, Portugal. Ito yung simbahan. Timbel.